This fight might be one of the most important fights in the UFC light heavyweight division right now. Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg at UFC 327. Former champion versus the fastest rising star in the division. This fight will be violent. It's your boy, we fight all night, and we are back with another episode of the MMA and boxing show, and today we are here to break down the main event at UFC 327, Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg, and I'm telling you guys, this one you do not want to miss. Let's talk about Jiri Prochazka. So this guy literally lives his life like a real life samurai. And aside from that, he might be the best light heavyweight in the UFC, not named Alex Pereira. So he has destroyed each and every last one of his opponents in the UFC so far, aside from Alex Pereira. Now, Jiri Prochazka definitely has a very, very awkward style. There's not even no comparing it to any other style. The closest that I could probably get is a Keith Jardine, but then again, Keith Jardine wasn't as dynamic as Jiri Prochazka. Jiri Prochazka just has such a unpredictable style, and coming off of 2 KO wins of Khalil Roundtree and Jamal Hill, these are quality wins right now in the UFC's light heavyweight division, and I'm pretty sure he is coming into this fight with Carlos Ulberg to do the same. But there is a thing to Jiri Prochazka's style. So Jiri Prochazka's style is very unpredictable, but he does leave his guard down a lot. He sticks his head in and out of danger with zero defense, and this will always leave a margin for your opponent to knock you out. But with that being said, Jiri Prochazka, I believe, is in his 37th pro fight, and he has only went to the distance one time. So if you guys are bettors, you guys already know this isn't going the distance. You want to bet the under, bet the house on the under in any Jiri Prochazka fight. It will not go the distance. I can guarantee you that. So, and I also want to get into something interesting I did hear from Jiri Prochazka in a recent interview. So if you are not already aware, Jiri Prochazka did want to have this fight at the end of March, or preferably like right now, because his wife is due to have a child. So congratulations, shout out to the Prochazka family. Much luck and much success. I'm pretty sure you don't need it from us because you guys live like samurais, so we all know you guys understand. You guys got it right. Shout out to y'all though, man. But Jiri Prochazka did drop this recent statement in an interview. Let's get right into that.
Which is, in the hospital, I had to sit there and stare at the baby every single second to make sure that she was breathing. So it's like
the rapper?
all these trainings that you do are just outside of Carlos. Forget about Carlos Ulberg this week. Forget about that. This is the most important fight that you're gonna have, is you and a 7-pound baby for 6 months.
I understand, man, but right now, no, there is no other things than
Carlos?
Than the mission next week. Yeah.
Okay, taking money line.
Yeah, that I believe that my girlfriend will handle these things, and everything will be all right after a fight. But I have my mission, and she have her mission.
So with that being said, that just shows me Jiri Prochazka is locked in. He's saying, "Hey, I don't know what's going on with that. You know, I'm not a female. I'm not a professional at giving birth, so I'm a professional at destroying people in the cage. So she's gonna take care of her mission, and Jiri Prochazka's mission is Carlos Ulberg and the UFC light heavyweight title to secure the bag for his future seed." That boy's locked in, and UFC 327 is going to be violent. Carlos Ulberg. If you do not know Carlos Ulberg, you need to tap in and make sure you check this guy out. He is one of the fastest rising stars in the UFC's light heavyweight division. He's not a young prospect, so he is in the prime of his career right now, and the time for him to win a title couldn't be better than right now. So unlike Jiri Prochazka style, Carlos Ulberg style is a lot more technical, a lot more methodical. He's really looking for that to land that precise strike. So we're talking about precision versus chaos. There is one blemish on Carlos Ulberg's record, and that is to Kennedy Nzechukwu. He did get KO'd late in that fight where he was actually winning the fight. So hopefully the mistakes or the errors that were made in the previous camps can be corrected, and that mistake could come down to the gas tank of Carlos Ulberg. Will Carlos Ulberg be able to have a 5-round gas tank to go against Jiri Prochazka? Even though I don't think this fight goes more than 3 rounds, to be completely honest, it might not even go past the first. If you guys want to go and bet first round stoppage on either side. You know, I do not know who's gonna win this fight, but hey, if I was gonna, you know, bet some big bucks on this fight, I would just bet first round stoppage on either side. So Carlos Ulberg does have some quality wins as of recent. He did beat a former champion in Jan Blachowicz. He also has a quality win over Volkan Ozdemir. Huge win over a crafty veteran, and he also has a 12-second KO over Alonzo Minifield. So the question comes, who will win? Will it be the discipline of Carlos Ulberg, or will it be the chaos of Jiri Prochazka? If I were going to bet on this fight, I would probably put my money on Jiri Prochazka to get the KO. As of now, the odds are fairly good. So Jiri Prochazka universally is around a -130 to -150. You can get Ulberg at like a plus 100, plus 120. So it's technically a pick'em, but when those props release, so the props are not released on the platform that I use, but I will be very curious to see what will the knockout odds be, what will the round props be, what will the overs and unders be, what will the decision victory be. So it's a lot of opportunities to be made in this fight, no matter which side you are going on. But in my opinion, I will be going with Jiri Prochazka to get the KO win at UFC 327. Now, why do I think he's gonna do that? We have seen Jiri Prochazka get KOs all the way towards the end of a fight, towards the tail end of a fight. So in his last 2 victories, we've seen Jiri Prochazka get the KO in the 3rd round. In the loss, so this is the only sample size we have to go off of, is the loss to Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Carlos Ulberg. So in the first round, Carlos Ulberg was absolutely destroying Kennedy. But we all seen Ulberg's tank his tank was on E. His tank was on E. Although in the second round, he did land some really good knees, but the pop just wasn't there in his hands. The movement just wasn't there with the legs. He was definitely gassed out. I'm pretty sure he would tell you the same thing himself. So if I was a betting man, that's the probability that the fight will go. I believe Ulberg may start off good. Ulberg may starch Jiri Prochazka in the first minute or two, and Jiri Prochazka will weather the storm and come on big. Whether it's in the end of the first round or whether it's in the second round, I think the fight will not go the full 5 rounds at all. But I don't even think we hit the third round in this one, guys. I do not even think we hit the third. And that is my prediction for the main event of UFC 327. So the question is, who wins this violent matchup at UFC 327? Drop your comments down below. Let me know who you got. Let me know if you're going with my pick, if you're going to take any of my bet suggestions that I threw out there. Let me know. Let me know. It's your ball. It's your ball. We fight all night. And that's it for another episode of the MMA and Boxing Show. Till next time, I'm out.